photographer has an opportunity to highlight and emphasize or hide certain features in a subject, according to the situation. Imperfections can be hidden using makeup and front lighting to eliminate shadows. Imperfections can be highlighted using lighting to create shadows. Create either a formal or informal image for maximum effect. Build rapport with the subject and keep them chatting and engaged throughout the process. For a formal portrait session, it is essential to prepare and be correctly set up. For an informal portrait, encourage the subject to move and change poses. A person's character can be enhanced by their surroundings. Choose a setting which is suitable and meaningful to them. Photography is essentially an art form, and its most important elements are composition and lighting. The person or people in the photograph are the focal point. The other things in the photo should complement that central focus. The elements which make up the picture should not detract from each other. The rule of thirds can help in good composition and subject placement. Imagine the picture is divided into 3 equal sections horizontally and 3 sections vertically. There would be 2 vertical lines and 2 horizontal lines intersecting each other at 4 points. Locate the center of interest, centering it over one of these 4 intersections. Supporting elements should be arranged at other points. You can also arrange areas into bands occupying a third, or alternatively, place things along the imaginary lines. You need to be genuinely interested in and curious about people you have just met and be able to connect with them to get the best from your pictures. If you don't care about people, then don't take their photographs. Don't attempt to fit the whole body of a person in the frame, unless clothes are important. Focus on the face. The eyes and mouth are the most important features, so start there and work out until you have just enough to represent the individual. Generally, lighting of people should be soft and not harsh. Position yourself so the sun is behind you and to one side to shine light on the subject's face and to produce shadows to illuminate form. In direct sunlight, use diffusers to soften hard shadows or put your subject in a shady area with a shadowed background. Overcast days are usually best for portraits though. Use the flash, fill flash, or daylight flash to add light to the face and fill in shadows. If you want to flatter your subject, which most portraits aim to, you need to de-emphasize the nose. Use a long lens between 90mm to 135mm, the people lens, and stand 10 to 15 feet away. A wide angle distorts the face, although it can be effective for parties. Find a simple mid-toned background and use a wide aperture to throw it out of focus. Somewhere between an f1.4 to 2.8 is usually best, although this can vary depending on the lens. If you shoot too wide open, your image may not be that sharp. Prepare and have everything ready. Think about the background and avoid distractions in the frame. Give due consideration to the power of colour. Bold colours draw attention more than dull colours. If the horizon is placed low on a photo, it creates a feeling of spaciousness. If high in the frame, it creates a more confined feeling. Determine the purpose of the photograph and the reaction you are aiming to evoke. Although it may be tempting to simply snap your photos and rush on, take time to visually explore the subject and see what appeals to you. Next, find a context. It could be a simple backdrop which adds relevance, contrast, or location to the subject. You can add depth by finding a context in a different spatial plane than the subject. A good photograph is a subject and a context, nothing else. Remove any clutter that detracts from your message. Get closer, zoom in, and crop as tightly as possible. The placement of your subject in the frame denotes its relevance to the context. The center of the frame is the weakest place. It's static and dull and gives no value to the context. The more you move the subject away from the center, the more relevance you give to the context. So juggle until you get the right balance. Photographing to the rule of thirds can assist with subject placement. Create impact by using real or inferred lines that lead the viewer's eye into and around the picture. Lines have subtle effects. Horizontal lines are peaceful, diagonals are dynamic or tense, and curves are active and sensuous.